As always, it's me, Emperor AP, and you'll notice today's live stream is a little bit different. I don't have my uniform on as normal. I am actually kind of in the middle of my day, but I just wanted to give you guys a live stream, tell you guys a little bit about updates since the beginning of the year. I know we did a live stream yesterday, but it was more so talking about general ideas on micronations on the internet, as well as watching the January 6th videos. If you guys haven't checked that out, you should. Today we're talking about the Empire of Eternia. I want to catch you guys up on just like physically what is happening here. One, if you guys haven't seen some of our previous videos, you can tell that we have a new setup for where I do a lot of my work. Sebastian joined in. Sebastiano Duralvo said, "Hey Pete, how you doing? We're doing great, Sebastiano. I'm doing great. How are you? I hope you are doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful afternoon or evening where you are." Max says hello. It's good to see you, Max. Great to have you here. I want to again show off kind of the Empire of Eternia. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't covered in videos that's still really cool about how we're developing, and that I just haven't been able to put together into one coherent form yet. So I have gotten to the maximum limit that I can hold my excitement to show off some of this to you guys, and I want to go ahead and unveil a little bit in hopes that you can see it more fully in other videos. Aiden says, "All right, Emperor AP, hope you have a great 2022. Thank you, Aiden. It's good to see you, and I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you have a great 12,022. The Empire of Eternia actually follows the Holocene calendar. If you notice that in the title of the video, that's how we have our dates. So I hope you have a great 12,022. Elijah says, hello, hello, Elijah. It's good to see you. Yeah, so today, as you can see, we have a new kind of table layout. I'm actually going to flip my camera around so that you guys can see it a little better. But we do have like a really nice table layout now. When David came over for the first time, I wanted to have something nice and something to do a larger presentation with. As well, we were having the holidays come up, so it just felt nice to decorate a little bit more. And so we have come up with this red tablecloth, red being a big color for the Empire of Eternia, representing our struggle and our growth. You can see it displayed on our currency, and so we have this beautiful red tablecloth. We have these green leafy sort of strands that we have bought and strewn up to kind of give it a nice aesthetic, to kind of give it a natural feel, and to almost give it an imperial look as well. We are an empire after all, and we can do a little bit of nice decorating. We also have, again, just kind of our fall decorations that we need to change out now because we were celebrating, uh, you know, uh, Halloween and Thanksgiving and everything. So now we're starting to transition out of that, but we still have some of our fall decorations. And up here, as you can see, we have the flag. This is something that I've been proud of since we've been able to put it up. We were able to put it up at the beginning of this year, actually, kind of, well, I say in the beginning, I guess around the summer, we were able to put this up. And ever since then, I feel like walking around the apartment, walking around, where I operate as an attorney and every day, it's really wonderful to feel that sense of pride and that sense of, support that the community feels here with me. And that means a lot. As well, we have this cinnamon broom that was actually, again, another one of our decorations for the holidays, but I decided to kind of repurpose it and reuse it as well as a symbol of our nation. We have the arrow of progress that is the heart of our flag there, our defining symbol. You can see it in a lot of our other merchandise and stuff. But the interesting characteristic of that is it doesn't show the rest of the arrow. So we have symbolically here the rest of the arrow, the shaft and the tail there, to kind of represent the full embodiment of Eternia and the spirit of growth and the spirit of our ideals and our morals kind of always standing above us and lifting us up. So we have this beautiful, beautiful scenery that I've again been wanting to show off for a long time, but have only kind of shown in bits and pieces. As well, I am doing a lot of stuff with the development of our projects. There are a number of things that I am excited to show you guys. I want to get to unveiling. Um, I want to get to unveiling the response box that we're sending to Stemeria. That's a big thing that I've been working on for quite a while, and I am excited to show off, but I have not yet been able to get through all of the details yet, and I don't want to. I don't want to show it off before it's ready. I also don't want to show it off before they get it. So it's a thing where I think it took maybe a couple weeks for their package to get here. Maybe not. Maybe it was quicker. I'll have to reach out to Emperor Andrew and ask. But their package is being developed, and we have like 90% of it. I need to write a letter. There's like a couple other things that I need to do, but we're putting it together now and having that sent out. So there are some details with that I want to show off. What I want to get to as well, we gave when David came, our one of our newest citizens, one of our um, most supportive citizens as well. We gave him our arc furnace, so he is developing Aeternian industry at his own home, doing it, of his own volition and working to help to grow our industries. We've actually started to try and hammer out a deal for him to be a subcontractor with us as well. So this will be the first opportunity that we can actually pay somebody to help the Empire of Eternia and to help us grow and make them a profiting member of our country, to have them have a part of their livelihood, a part of their, personal growth be attached to Eternia. And that blows my mind. That's something that I have always dreamed of achieving, but always felt so far away. And now we're getting to that point. So we are having to rebuild our arc furnace. And so that's what I'm doing as well. Again, I would love to make videos on all this stuff, but man, I just don't have the time sometimes. I need a full camera crew or something to just follow me around. But I am trying to cut up these transformers. I'm trying to rewind them so that I can make the arc furnace that we are trying to develop, so that we have two back to back working at the same time. And then in addition, we have another bigger one that we are going to be upgrading to in not too long. So those are far out future plans, but for the short term, we are building and upgrading so that we have two arc furnaces actively producing metals for the Empire of Eternia. So we have a really focused way to continue our growth and development. Multiple people jumping in. Casey Creation says, I love that. Hey, thank you, Casey. That means a lot. It's good to see you, and we appreciate your support. Elijah said, message retracted. Oh, come on, Elijah. What you talking about? Sebastian said, my nation is Republic of Medici. I am Great Generalissimo Medici, Sebastian di uh, Ravello. Is Sebastiano di Ravello. It's good to see you, Sebastiano. I am glad to see Medici hanging out with us and supporting us. Also, excuse me if I don't pronounce some things appropriately. I have the American accent. It's a whole thing. Elijah Wood said, and I've also never been to Italy, so you will have to forgive me. Elijah Wood says, AP, does Eternia have an official national animal? So we do actually. If you look on our oh God, I hate referencing people to our micro wiki because our micro wiki is so outdated. I think it has the proper flag now, but it used to have the old flag. There's a whole bunch of issues, but um, I need to update our micro wiki. If you look on our micro wiki, our national animal is the owl. It's actually referenced in some of our first videos as well. So if you want to learn about our national symbols and stuff like that, you can check out. There are a number of videos. There's the video "Who We Are," I think. Is that what it's called? It may be called like explaining national symbols or something like that. There's a video that I did at one point that's also Moondust just digging around in the litter box, if you guys can't hear it. But oh no, nope, I'm not doing it. Nope, my man, oh gosh, uh, causing problems out here. I'm about to move. Uh, so the the owl is our national animal, our national symbol, and it's because of its intelligence. We are uh, a nation striving for advanced technology. We are a nation wanting to pursue large goals. Oh, ooh, Sebastiano played me. Excuse me, Sebastiano. My apologies. Sebastiano said, I'm South African, not Italian, you ignorant. My bad. You got me. Okay. Good to see you, Sebastiano. I appreciate having South African micronation. That's also, I think part of it, part of my intuition there. We don't have a South African micronation. We don't have any African micronation on our micronational map. Sebastiano, you need to reach out to us. Fill out our micronational map application. You can find it on our website at eternianempire.wixsite.com. Uh, uh, um, /Imperial Market. If you go there, or if you type in the Empire of Eternia on Google, you should be able to find it. Fill out our micronational map application so we can put the nation of Medici on uh, on the map and have it then be our first African micronation. If you know other African micronations as well, please get in touch with them. Help them to populate our micronational map. We're trying to have accurate statistics on how many micronations are out there, what they're doing, how they're growing, how they're developing. And you being on there helps us to understand better how the world is developing in terms of micronations. It's amazing. Manu says, you have an old flag? We do, actually. That's some Eternian lore that you didn't know about. When I first created Eternia in 2017, before we had the YouTube channel, before we had any of that stuff, I had created a flag based on limited digital technology that I had. I didn't have a nice photo editor like I do now. Now I use Photoshop. But before then, I had known how to use Photoshop, but I didn't have the money for it. So I just had like a little app on my phone that could kind of edit stuff, but it had specific shapes that it had in it. So you could like freehand draw something, but I thought that was gross. So I took these preset shapes and I kind of stacked them into a little symbol. And it was like a crown looking symbol. And that was essentially in our flag, and we had red, white, and purple as our flag. So uh, I believe it was red at top, white in the middle, purple on the bottom. And then we had this like black crown figure. And that was, Eternia. That was our flag for the longest time. And that was a point of very slow growth for Eternia. It was something where we had just kind of, started, but I was trying to develop ideas on it. It wasn't ready to go, super public. So as I was developing that and as I was learning about it, one of the big things that I felt like I wanted to revamp right away was the flag. So once I got a photo editor, once I started getting into YouTube and stuff like that, I like changed up my stuff. But that was really before I had announced it to anybody. So we had like an Instagram, but it wasn't like we were really hard reaching out. So yeah, if you actually look back at some of our old Instagram posts, I didn't think about that. You may be able to see the old flag. Yeah, if you guys check out our Instagram, probably our first one or two posts are of the old flag. If you didn't know about the old flag, go check out our Instagram. Scroll all the way to the bottom. We also had a fire pit, an imperial fire pit, that was developed at one of my family members' house that we had just kind of had, and it was like a cute thing. We're like, hey, look. So that was cool. There are a lot of little like fun tidbits. Eternia has been around for 5 years. If you guys like haven't watched some of the live streams, some of the old live streams, they're cringy for sure, but there are some of them that are pretty interesting. So go back and check them out. As far as continued development, Sebastiano said Moondust will take over Eternia. Not while I feed him, he won't. His mom is not here right now. She's on vacation, so I got him. He has to love me. He can't be trying to overthrow the government while Tiffany's not here. I'm gonna feel played. Nah, but he's cool. Me and him have been hanging out. Um, Aristoria says, hello, Aristoria. It's good to see you. Robert says, hey, Robert. Good to see you as well. I was talking about micronational developments. I was talking about the Empire of Eternia, what we're doing. Let me show off some of this stuff right quick. So, da 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 da. Our hydroelectric system. I showed it all. I had shown it off on a live stream previously, and I had shown it off in a YouTube short previously. So if you guys hadn't seen either of those, I recommend you check it out. But we have our little hydroelectric system here. It has been hooked up to, oh goodness, I guess I can demonstrate that at some point here in a minute, but the hydroelectric system was on this stepper motor, which has a pretty high voltage to it that it can output. You want as high a voltage as you can so you can charge larger things like batteries, etc., especially for a small system like this. So this thing has a pretty good voltage on it, and that's what we were trying to get a maximum output on, but it wasn't quite as high as we needed. We're trying to charge lithium-ion batteries, which are the batteries used by like Teslas, the batteries used by, you know, laptops and things like that. They're 18650 cells is what we're using, and they charge at 4.2 volts. 4.2 volts for a motor is pretty high. If you are trying to run, you know, get energy out of a motor at 4.2 volts, it either needs to be a pretty big motor or it needs to be a specially designed motor for that purpose. And so that's what we have been doing with this, is taking a motor that's pretty good for it, not specially designed for the purpose, but pretty good for it. And then we've been developing this small system to generate electrical power for the Empire of Aeternia from rainwater. So as we continue to develop this, we had this issue previously where we could, at its fastest speed, just barely hit 4.2 volts. And we could hold it there so it could properly charge the batteries, but the batteries would charge really slow, and it was that if the water speed slowed down at all, so for example, if we were in a full downpour and it was really hard pouring and pouring and pouring water, we could get this to charge at 4.2 volts and charge those batteries to full. But it would take a long time. So if it slowed down at all, we would drop below 4.2 volts and we couldn't charge. So, we have created an advancement for that. We are using a Cockcroft-Walton multiplier to step that up and to increase the voltage there. It creates it a little bit slower charging speed, so we're going to have this thing run for, you know, days and days and days at a time before it can fully charge up our battery pack. But having that slow power generation is still something that it's just passive. We just wait on it and it just slowly charges as we do everything else in our life. It creates us a little bit of energy just hanging out there. And as well, the benefit is, even if it slows down, so through an entire rain cycle, instead of just at the most intense point, we can get power out of it. And we can have it legitimately be charging these batteries for, you know, instead of minutes at a time, potentially hours at a time now. So this is certainly exciting, and I'm happy to be unveiling this. I want to kind of show it off, and I want to show how high a voltage we're able to get up to with it. It's not a ton, you know, we're not trying to go for super high voltages, but we're able to get this thing up to like 5-6 volts. Pretty easy, it's nice. Manu says, I don't have Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry, Manu. You should get it. If you have TikTok, we're also on TikTok. I want to start doing more stuff on there, but I don't know much about it, so I'm trying to like learn. You guys got to educate me. Daniel said, hello, Daniel. Good to see you. But yeah, sorry to get into too much technical talk. I just wanted to show off another one of Aeternia's advancements. John says, John Hancock said, this is a very interesting project. Thank you, John Hancock. We have a number of very interesting projects that we've been working on. We have been trying to, also if you like it, please like the video. It helps a lot. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you should hit all of that up, because it helps us to grow and develop our country. But this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to advance a little bit of, you know, sustainable energy for ourselves. It's not a ton, but hey, if we can charge a battery pack up enough to be able to run our, you know, charge our phones, or if we're able to charge our laptop, you know, or my camera battery, all of those things are things that I use regularly for the Empire of Aeternia and actively generate a significant amount of value, you know, monetary value, as well as just cultural value for the Empire of Aeternia. So as we make things that are able to power that more independently, that's a percentage of the Empire of Eternia's value that is now converted over to its very own energy source, something that doesn't have to be run off of the U.S. power grid, doesn't have to be, run with fossil fuels and with, coal power and stuff like that. It can be run on renewable resources that are easy for us to attain and isolate ourselves. So we have the potential to grow our power levels. And then once we get land, we can upgrade this by a lot. So you're going from, you know, uh, you're going from a few watts an hour or so to, kilowatts an hour. So we are going to be achieving some pretty interesting results here. But without further ado, I can kind of show this off. Ooh, Stamaria hit us up. It's good to see you, Stamaria. They said, we're very much looking forward to receiving and going through the package that you're preparing for us. Every exchange between micronations, however small, is a step in the right direction in terms of reducing reliance on and contributions to the macronations and in which they're based. I agree with that. I think it's definitely an interesting concept to look at when you're looking at all these individual projects that micronations are developing and how they're growing. It's always something exciting to see, and I'm glad to see us trying to progress in that direction. So I can't wait for the next thing as well. I'm getting this one ready, but I'm also excited for what we can do next. Real quick, I again want to show off the set. I'm so in love with it, man. Dude. I have always wanted to have something kind of nice like this. Something that, of course, we're developing ourselves and is a part of who we are. It's not something that we bought. In fact, all of these things, except for the cinnamon broom and I think this were bought. Weren't bought. So this was bought. The cinnamon broom was bought. Everything else was either like given to us specifically for Aeternia, like our flag, or was things that we just like kind of repurposed from other things. It's really nice. It's really cool. In addition, and it also shows that like you don't need a ton of money or whatever to develop a micronation. You can do that with just the right ideas and with a certain amount of dedication. So it's just about really trying to dedicate yourself to a cause and specifically having the right support network around you for that. But that all being the case, we kind of shown off the set. We've shown off that. I haven't shown off a ton about our metals industry, but I did do that video this last time. Let me see. In the metal refining video that we dropped yesterday, day before, something like that. Let me flip around here. So I have our metals. Goodness, this one isn't going to be a good one to show because it's in there. But that was our aluminum scrap that we are turning into, higher purity metals. We have as well a significant amount, I guess it'd be picked up in here, of copper. And I know this particular part is interesting because it's not the ordinary. Oh no, our copper. It was moved. I probably moved it myself. Let's see. Well, I'm not gonna keep searching for the copper on stream, but we have those nice cuts, those pre-processed pieces of scrap copper, scrap aluminum that we've been taking and now forming into these nicer pieces that you can see here. We have, of course, these two, which were created by David when he came over for his visit. Each of these are, this largest one in front, I think, is about 2.7 ounces. This one in the back is like 2.2 ounces of copper. So, decent chunks of copper, decent amount of value. In addition, we have this little coin that was made. Again, wanting to improve on the shape a little bit. We just didn't pour as much as we needed to, but this can be easily rounded out and shaped into a nice coin. In addition, we have this cool little necklace that was created, and I think I'm going to give to my friend Anthony. I've been kind of polishing it up for him, but it has this little necklace hole right here, and it has this cool little abstract shape to it. I really like it. But yeah, so we've been creating that. In addition, we are starting to produce aluminum bars. We have, this kind of misshapen aluminum bar, but it's our first attempt at a full bar. So we're going to be going from sizes approximately like this. We'd have some that are a little bit bigger than this. This is maybe 0.2, zero point 0.3 ounces. We'd have like half-ounce aluminum ingots that were stamped with our symbol for $5, $4, I think, and then shipping. But now we're going to be starting to go up to aluminum bars like this, as well as probably small bars of copper, around this size or so, shaped and polished. That will be at a slightly higher price. So, you may pay $5 or $6 for this as opposed to the $4 for this. So it's a cheaper price for the amount overall. And it's also, so we're getting closer to like standard. And as well, we are really improving the quality and the value for people, I think. So I'm excited about it. It looks nice. I'm so hyped. Homegrown Kid says hello. Hey, Homegrown Kid. Sebastiano says I applied, AP. Thank you so much. I will hit it up. Hey, Young Sandwich says I like your cut. I like your cut, G. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you're talking about my haircut, Tiffany did that. You got to give her all props. I have yet to find a barber that I really like where I live, so I'm trying to uh, actively uh, find one. And in the meantime, Tiffany's got me on lock. I really just get the side shave. But if you're talking about these cut aluminum pieces and these cut copper pieces, I like the cut too because that's helping our country grow. Let's see. How are you, David? David in the chat. David being the man who made the myth, the legend, this cool piece. I really like it. I feel like it looks, when you stand it up like this, kind of like a, oh goodness. Let me see. Let me see if I can focus it. It kind of looks like a little mountain range or something. I don't know. I think it looks pretty. But we have made some cool pieces. We are continuing to develop. Uh, ooh, uh, Manu says, AP, it's a meme. I don't know memes, Manu. I'm gonna just take it literally. You got me played. Hold up. I appreciate the meme, David, and I appreciate Manu explaining the meme. I gotta get caught up on these memes. Jeez. Y'all, that's the problem. Y'all aren't updating the meme page enough. I'm lacked on these memes because I'm trying to focus on the meme page. Yeah, y'all gotta hit me up with these fresh memes, Manu. Let me know. Educate me. David says, I'm gonna begin melting. I just woke up and my work week is done, baby. Hey, very nice. I'm glad to see it. Good luck on melting. Let me know how it goes. I'm excited to see our first external from the capital development of metal. This is gonna be the first time that Eternia has like, you know, uh, somebody independently working and developing one of our industries. So this is super exciting, and I can't wait. Um, Goodness, I'm floored. I love it. In addition, we have a lot of stuff glowing up with our Etsy shop. Of course, the metals refining industry goes directly to our Etsy shop, but as well, we have our metals that we have been creating, the Unity metals, as well as our Imperial notes, which are printed on the big bad boy here, our nice printer that we got. Tiffany and I like saved up a good bit of money because we both wanted a printer, and so we bought this really nice printer. It was like an office printer, just with our own saving. We just wanted a nice printer, so we got this one. And so I'm super hype about this because this has been one of like my big investments into Eternia, and I've been like really proud of it. Uh, the Imperial notes, I've been hyped about the quality of them. They've been coming out nice. We've been sending them out to people. In addition, the medals that we've been doing have gotten a little bit of hype, and the more that we've grown the channel, the more that we've done with videos, the more we have been able to actually get people interested in these. We had our first shipment to the UK actually of a medal that was bought quite a while ago. So I was excited to be able to finally ship that out. To have our first international customer for the Empire of Eternia and for our economy. It's incredible. We are legitimately growing and changing the world. Manu says, I hope you're able to perfect that process soon. Thank you very much, Manu. I appreciate it. So it's weird because it's not even like we aren't able to perfect the process for the aluminum. Like we're able to get the really nice 5 ounce ingots, and that comes out really clear. Even with the copper, we've got, as David's pours show, those are some of the nicest ones we've had, simply because of the volume. We've always had an issue with copper where we could produce a small volume of it relatively easily, so we could make things like that little coin. And with the amount of copper that was produced in that other one, as you can see, like we could clearly produce the amount, the size for that coin now. Let me see if I can't flip it around. Yeah, so oh goodness, why am I doing this? So you can see that this size in the coin is, maybe half of this. Like we could definitely make this coin mold size again. We could even do something with that size. It's it's not that it would be too difficult to do that. I can even like cut that right there and kind of polish it and make it into just a little tiny copper ingot. But I think what's most interesting to me is we are upgrading like really quickly. Like we almost have like a bar out now, whereas we had just gotten our bar of aluminum. It's really interesting. I'm excited to just push forward and increase the size of our crucible so that we can get larger sizes in copper like this. So yeah, we are slowly trying to perfect that process, and I appreciate it. But for the aluminum, I feel like we have it. We got to get more sales on it, and we got to get to these larger sizes more readily. So yeah, again, we're working toward it. It's happening. Uh, Jose said, awesome. Thank you so much, Jose. It means a lot. 27 Kyle says, hi. Hey, 27, how are you? How are things going in your neck of the woods? Sebastiano said, anyway, it's 1 a.m. in South Africa, so I gotta sleep. See you later, Sebastiano. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good night and a good morning. I think I am going to head out in not too long. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you guys like a quick surprise stream for everybody. But before we do, I have a couple more things that I want to show off. I guess I want to show off uh, I guess I want to show off the hydroelectric system, but the sink is dirty. I need to clean the dishes, honestly. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But what I am gonna do is I want to show off some of the new things that we have been working with for our electrical upgrades. We have been, again, continuing to work on hydroelectric power. We've been working on a lot of our circuitry work and stuff. But now we have a much larger stockpile of motors, of power transformers. We have a lot of stuff that we are going to be able to modify and be able to improve our situation with. So a number of these are going to be repurposed for actual power generation, doing things like wind generation, the hydroelectric generation, maybe even creating little turbines and stuff like that for other processes. But in general, the other use for the rest of this is going to be to try and create better um, mechanical processes to improve our production. So with our metal melting industry, for example, a lot of this that we are cutting up and producing for these aluminum scrap. You know, I could kind of take out a little bit of it and show you what I'm talking about. So we have this aluminum scrap kind of cut up like this. It's can siding. It's, you know, kind of sheet aluminum. And the reason that we cut it up like this is to be able to... Oh, goodness. So having this aluminum like that increases the purity, and the same thing for the copper. So as we continue to perfect this process, we want to have automated ways, such as, you know, grinding up the metal and doing things like that to actually melt it down and to produce it more easily, so that this doesn't become such a large time-consuming part of the process, that we can just go from, you know, the cans and the scrap that we have, or even larger scrap, you know, big solid pieces of metal that can just be ground up and destroyed, and made into as fine a material as possible to then be melted down. But I think I am going to go ahead and head out. I just got a call, so I am going to be saying goodbye to you all, but I appreciate you all hanging out with me. I appreciate you all helping us to grow the Empire of Eternia, and I'm excited for all of the new things we're doing. Again, continuing to try and get the package out for Stemeria, continuing to try to advance our different industries, continuing to try to pursue progress on our money transmitters license for the Imperial Note, and to have its functioning increased, and to be able to purchase land pretty quickly for our growth and development. We also have, again, continued partnership with the Kingdom of Arcovia and trying to develop their automation system. We have continued progress with Stemeria, again, as we send their package, and I am excited for the future. We also have new friends, new cast of characters and micronations that you're probably going to see coming up within the next few weeks or months. There is a number of developments that Aeternia is working on, and I appreciate you all being supportive of that. Until next time, I'm gonna sit down. Oh, I also have one thing that I forgot to show off that I should just show off. Oh goodness. The part of the big reason that I wanted to do this stream, I actually have a great thing to unveil. The greatest thing in the world. Okay. You guys are gonna love this. Da-da-da. I gotta go grab shoes. Give me just 1 second, guys. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, they're right there. I see it. Okay. So, I have been working to develop, as you guys may know from our previous streams, I have been looking to develop for a long time a new type of clothing for the Empire of Eternia, something that is symbolic of our people, something that's functional, useful, something that, you know, allows people to customize their clothing and to kind of represent themselves uniquely, but at the same time be able to be recognized easily as a member of the Empire of Eternia, as a citizen, and as, you know, a cultural part of the Empire of Eternia. So, that all being the case, one of the things that I developed, I had talked to Master Dionite from one of the streams that you guys had seen previously on micronational fashion. And that being the case, we had developed an idea for a number of things. One of those things being a necklace that we're, again, continuing to work on, and that will hopefully be kind of brought up pretty quickly in our development. But we have another version of clothing that I think I have wanted to unveil for a while now, and have just started to get better at learning about and understanding myself. I've actually made my first pair today, and again, I'm hyping all this up because I want to show you guys it properly and to be excited about it. But, da-da-da, leg wraps. The Empire of Aeternia, I think, may look into leg wraps. What I have right here is I have shoes that are little cloth shoes that are then worked in with these leg wraps. And so you have kind of this cool aesthetic here with the slimness of it, with the way that it protects the leg. I think, for a lot of Eternia's development, there's going to be this sense of wanting to have something nice, wanting to have something that can be formal, but wanting something that can also protect the leg during work and, be essentially an outfit that can be mixed or matched for people who are doing work and doing things in industry, as well as doing things, in the public eye, doing things that are going to be, in a more fancy setting, let's say, uh, and all of that still being able to be addressed in the way that they dress and in the way that they look. I think this is a pretty neutral thing, and I think it's something that may be found to be very practical in a lot of Eternian development. So I'm really excited about it. I want to try this out for myself. I've actually been wearing these out for the last few days, I guess. For the last 3 or 4 days, Master DNA says, "Hey, nice leg wraps. Thank you so much." Yeah, as soon as I said your name on stream, you hopped in. I appreciate it. That's perfect. Yeah, I have been trying to show off these, trying to get it started for us, and create a new way of developing the Empire of Eternia. So let me know what you guys think about these, especially David. David and I also a number of times that we have been hanging out in the Empire of Eternia. The last two times he came by, we had brought up and talked about kind of needing some more official uniform, more official design for clothing for the Empire of Eternia. And he as well kind of advocating for this style of ancient Greece or ancient Rome, liking kind of a cloth design and stuff. I feel like it's so nice. I feel like it's unique. I feel like it has some of the influences from, Viking type stuff, with potentially like Asian type stuff, having things um, with just practicality. I think there are a number of civilizations around the world that have shown leg wraps as a functional part of a uniform. And I think it's something that we don't really see too much in the modern day, but there's no reason for it. Like it's perfectly a legitimate thing to wear. As well, one of the things that I like about this is that it's not like overly impractical. You know what I mean? Like I can do kind of some, I guess this isn't a good way to demonstrate. I can do like some pretty crazy stuff with these, and they don't fall off. They're not like messing up. They're not like coming undone. It's pretty good. They're pretty nice. You don't have to like tie them super tight either. It's a thing where I can like crouch, and I can be doing stuff like this, and they just don't mess up. They don't come undone. You know, it's pretty cool. I like them, and I'm excited about it. Oh no. Sorry, everybody that I just gave like a super headache. I just threw my phone. But we have this nice, cool little setup. Again, I like the cloth shoes, but as well, not everybody's gonna feel practical in these cloth shoes. I think they're nice because they're really lightweight. I worn them out. I wore them in the snow the other day. It snowed in the Empire of Eternia, which is rare and is not normal for our climate. But when it did, I wore these out, and they worked fine. You know what I mean? Even in a little bit of water and stuff, they didn't get super wet. They were nice. I think even if you sprayed like a hydrophobic coating or something, it would work out really well. But even if you wanted to make the argument, oh, you shouldn't wear those out, that's not what I'm gonna want to wear. We also have da, 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 boots that I think wouldn't be too bad with it either. I kind of don't like the boot look just because as well, the way that I've wrapped this, I'll have to do a tutorial on it one day, but I've wrapped it up. There's no pins in this. It's just the way that I've wrapped it around my foot, and it stays on. It's like a sock, and it kind of just wraps around, is tucked in, and just works like this. That's just how it is. If you guys ever want to see a tutorial on that, to look more Aeternian, to have some Aeternian fashion to your life, let me know. But yeah, it's like a sock. It just kind of wraps around and is tucked in. And so you can even take your boot, and this is to show kind of how much the wrap holds together as well. You can kind of just pop your foot in there. And yeah, it looks nice. Again, I thought this was going to be really see-through. I was worried about it, so I got the cloth big enough that you could kind of double wrap it if you wanted to. I also just think that'll give people more like legroom if they want to make it tighter or looser or whatever. They have the option to. But yeah, we have developed these leg wraps, so we might end up selling them. If you guys are interested in purchasing your own leg wraps, let me know. But to incorporate into your uniform in the Aeternian fashion. But let me see. So what I can do is I can actually tie up my boot. Just like that. And now, boot, have my boot in the leg wrap. And it's good. And it's still functional. And it still works. And there's the little tag of the boot hanging out. But yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Elijah Wood said, "Ooh, that's cool. I want a pair." Hey, thank you, very nice. And thank you for the compliment with the yellow pants. I also wanted to show you what I meant by the baggy pants. If you guys didn't see our stream on the Micronational Fashion, I did a stream with Master Dionite where I explained kind of a baggy pants look that I wanted. I have a pair of the pants that are like kind of baggy, and it looks nice with them too. I want to show that off too. They're like black pants. They kind of fold up. I'm not going to show it off right now though. But, you have different styles that you can wear with this. You have kind of different looks and different fashion that you can apply to this. And it works really well. Like, it's just nice. It's not something that's, like, weird or awkward to wear out in public either. Like, people just more or less don't care. It's such a small part of, like, an outfit or a design that it's just, it's not normally worn, but it's also not, like, weirdly obtrusive or, like obtuse or obstructive or whatever. Like, it's just fine. Nobody really cares. And I think that's for a lot of things. A lot of micronationalists don't like to wear their uniforms out and do things like that. If you don't want to wear uniforms out or whatever, I understand that. Especially because a lot of the time they're military looking. And I think that kind of alarms people. So I would definitely be concerned about that. But the Empire of Eternia, of course, not having a military, not being interested in that, doesn't have that problem. And so we're developing clothing and designs that can work for someone every day, that you can live and grow and develop in an Eternian fashion. And this being one iteration of, a unique culture that Eternia is developing, where as our different places grow and develop, as our different territories grow and develop, we will have more citizens contributing more ideas to our fashion, creating their own unique clothing brands and designs and stuff, all in an Eternian appeal, all trying to get Eternian citizens to be excited about new breakthroughs in fashion for Eternian culture. It's something I'm hype about. It's so good. It's another great step for us. And again, David, I hope you like them. I'm really excited about trying to unveil these. Everybody else who's a citizen of Eternia, let me know what you think of these. I want to post them up in the Hall of the Empire. If you're a citizen, you know about the Hall of the Empire. You know what we're up to in there. Trying to discuss Eternian issues, trying to connect on our larger growth. So, yeah. James Mamba just posted a question on the Reddit. Just posted on the Reddit with a question. Eternia forever. Hey, thank you so much, James. Thank you for using the Reddit, by the way. I do want to talk about that. We have our own Reddit. It is EterniaGov, r/EterniaGov on Reddit. If you have not jumped onto our Reddit, I recommend you doing so because our Reddit is a great place to ask questions. Also, I keep getting my posts taken down from r/micronations. I don't have enough credit or whatever. It's like you have to have 50 karma or whatever to post on the subreddit, so I don't have enough karma. I need to get enough karma to post on that subreddit. But until then, we still have Aeternia Gov. So if you want to ask questions, if you want to hit up stuff that's happening, if you want to like share something that's crazy in the micronational community with us that you'd like us to talk about on the channel, throw it in r/Aeternia Gov or throw it in our Discord. Let me know. Hit me up. Master Knight says, yes, I like them. They would be a cool addition to your Imperial market. Yeah! Hey, awesome. Very cool. So we have 2 people that would be hype about purchasing some. Very cool. I can do a tutorial on them. I can show them off. I love it. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. I can put a leg wrap tutorial on the Etsy shop. Like when you click on the thing, you could see like pictures of the leg wraps, and then you could see like say, this is how much, this is like how you do the wrapping, so you already know when you start out. I love it. Very cool. Okay, well, in that case, I'm probably gonna do that. The thing with it, I'd have to like figure out sizing though, which is gonna be weird, but we will figure that out. Aiden asked, "Why did you create a micronation?" That's a great question, Aiden. Why is the Empire of Eternia created? We're created to try to repair economic inequality in particularly the United States, particularly in my family and my friend group, and in the people that I care about. But I have now expressed that and expanded that to the world. We're looking for people who want to try to improve their lives, try to improve the quality of life for themselves and for the people that they care about, to become citizens of a nation that wants to put social policies as a primary importance in creating our nation, where we want to make sure that the lowest quality of life standards in our nation are very high, that we always have advancing technology and the pursuit of progress, not only economically, but also in our culture and in our technology, such that we can advance everything that we're doing. We can increase that quality of life at a faster and faster rate, but we can also support uh, an expression of our society through improvement of our culture and improvement of our the inner workings of our society based on that technology. A lot of modern day societies are very, very antiquated. They pick traditional roles and views for how a government should be set up, how modern, how modern voting practices and things like that should take place. If you've ever seen a voting machine, you know what I'm talking about. They're very old. They're very, dumb looking. Um, there are opportunities to advance a lot with the current technology that we have. There are a lot better ways to represent people's principles and people's ideals, a lot better way to get accurate data on how your citizens feel about things, what you can do with technology, which is some of the modern day technology we have. So, in thinking about that and in developing that, there is no reason we don't have that. And the Empire of Eternia is stressing an importance in improving economic stability for people as well as improving technological advancement and increasing the value that our society places on technological advancement and increasing the necessary, minimum amount that is supported in technological advancement. We want that to become a part of our culture. We want people, when they think about the Empire of Eternia, when they feel, patriotic support for Eternia, or they feel, their own desire to pursue citizenship, that they know that one of the core tenets of that is technological advancement and is social advancement for the benefit of all people. So that's the idea. Aiden said, cool. Thank you very much, Aiden. I appreciate that. And again, I am excited to have been able to hang out with you guys. We have 12 likes. Thank you guys very much for helping out. And yeah, I just love that I've been able to show off all this stuff to you guys. Again, there have been so many little things where I'm like, I want to make a video on this. I want to make a video on this. But every single time I try to go and develop one, I'm having all these things that I'm continuing to have to do just to maintain normal, like, background everyday stuff in Eternia. So things are good. We're progressing really well, which is exciting, but it limits our video production. It limits what we can actually do to develop. So on our technological aspects, on our social media aspects, I should say. So in struggling with our social media development, we need an upgrade. We need to be able to hire somebody at some point to help us with filming, to help us with editing. That's what we're looking into pretty quickly as well. Aiden says, "Sub, dude. Sub, Aiden. How are you?" Aiden says, "Cool, but I don't think any country recognized you, so I don't know if you're an actual country, but I like it." We are a micronation. Aiden says, "Definitely a micronation." Yes, we are a micronation. We have not been recognized by any macronational country. We haven't been recognized by the U.S. or China or Russia or India or the United Kingdom or Canada. Or, we haven't been recognized by any country as a part of the UN, any country is in general. But we have been recognized by a lot of micronations. We have been pretty loud and pretty provocative in our uh, movement for success and for defining our own independence. So we are actively pursuing that, and we consider ourselves a nation. All of the people who are citizens of the Empire of Eternia say we are a part of a country. We are citizens of a nation that is actively developing and growing its resources. Just because we have not been recognized doesn't mean we do not have the right to recognize ourselves. That does have a legal limit to it. You need to abide by the laws of the nation that you're in. For example, you can't take the land that's in the United States and say, well, it's mine. It's not a part of that country anymore. But you can say the people living on this land and using this land recognize themselves as another country, and they are actively using the resources that they're developing to continue to grow the ability of their nation and to be able to create further progresses for independent land for that nation, which is a different subject in general, but it's moving further and further toward it being nearly impossible not to recognize that nation. It is about achieving a minimum level of growth that then allows you the opportunity to reach recognition. It's that recognition is very, very hard for a group that people haven't heard of before. So people need to have heard of you, people need to see you as a legitimate economic power, and they need to see the value in recognizing your nation in order to do so. So we are creating that actively, and we are recognizing ourselves as moving forward toward that goal every day. So thank you guys. Aiden says, I'm from the UK. It's good to see you, Aiden. I'm glad to see your support. And it's good to see people from all around the world contacting us and reaching out. Galania says, yes, if you're a micronation, be sure to abide by macronational law. 100%. It is not only important, but it's necessary. You can... That's why I try and steer people away from doing things if they consider themselves a realist nation, as we do. If you don't know what that means, check out our realist versus fantasy video. But we consider ourselves to be a realist micronation. We are working toward actual recognized independence. But in addition to that, we are trying to develop this entire inner working society. So in doing all of this, you have to recognize that you shouldn't be portraying yourself with things that you can't do if you are trying to be a realist nation. If you are trying to legitimately get recognized independence, you can't do things like, try to run your own stamps through the mail or whatever, right? Because the mail service won't recognize it. Your stamps aren't recognized. You can still have the stamps, but you have to recognize your own limitations and what you can do and be still providing practical alternative solutions for that, which is hard. It's a big uphill battle, but it's about to pays off in every step of the way. Galania says, I'm from Michigan. Hey, it's good to see you from Michigan. It's good to see you, Galania. Aiden says, Durham in England, to be exact. Very cool, Aiden. Baliga says, agreed, stick to macro-national law or go to prison. I know Baliga's also in the UK. Baliga, we sent out your package like 2 days ago. I am excited to see when it gets delivered. I will say, I wrote the letter, the addressing of the letter to the wrong person, but I am still excited for you to get it, and I am going to update the I'm going to update the aristocrat board to reflect the proper name. So my apologies on that, but I'm excited to see you get it, and I hope you enjoy it. Aiden says, yes, USA. Wait. Elijah said, if you break the law, you will get thrown in jail. 100%. And that's what we're talking about. Galania says, Michigan is a state in the U.S., a Great Lake state to be exact. Yep. We got you. Somebody in Russian said, wow, I'm glad to see you are still dedicated to micronationalism after all these years. Love from long dead micronation of Surveillia. You may remember us from 2019 to 2020. I sure do, Surveillia. It's good to see you. Again, this is something that I'm going to do just probably like forever. Like, it's just, it's something that I'm like growing and developing as a person. So I think as long as I'm around, I'm going to keep pushing for it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're trying to actively continue to grow and continue to do that. Surveillia, I hope you're doing well. And if you are still interested in micronationalism, even if you don't have your own micronation, you should join another one. You should join ours. Participate with us. Come and hang out. It would be cool to have you as a part of the community again. And also, thank you for watching these videos. It's great to see that even if you aren't actively participating in the community, that you're still supportive, that you're still actively showing interest, that you're still joining into these live streams, that you're still saying like, I still recognize the idea for these people to get their independence. I still think this is an important, political movement that's happening, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you. We have 16 likes and 9 viewers. Thank you guys for popping off in the chat. Globulus said, I'm from Big Michigan too. Hey, very cool. We got multiple Michiganites, Michiganese, hanging out with us. Baliga says, I just want to support Aeternia. You 100% can support Aeternia, and you are supporting Aeternia. You actively are on the aristocrat board. That's a big place. That we have a significantly competitive aristocrat board now, and Baliga is like in a decent spot on that aristocrat board. Aiden says, how do we join you? If you want to become a citizen of the Empire of Aeternia, all you have to do is go to our website. We have a citizenship application that you can fill out on our website. The requirements for citizenship, as you'll see on that application, are either a $1 a month tax from our Patreon, if you want to join our Patreon, then you don't have to do anything else. Like if you paid $1 a month, you could just chill and just be like, I support from the background. But if you don't want to pay the $1 a month, that's perfectly fine too. All you have to do is provide some benefit to the Empire of Aeternia. So essentially, we work with you to figure out what you would like to do, and you can just do whatever you want to help, like, just be an active citizen, just help us to promote and grow what it is that we're trying to do. So that's a big part of it, trying to represent us on social media. Oh goodness, my hands are so shaky. I want to put the camera down a little bit for you guys. Just representing us on social media, just trying to help us to grow and to develop, and potentially taking on a role, like running our social media, like, reaching out to new citizens, things like that. As long as you can find a purpose and a value in the Empire of Aeternia, that's how you do it. And again, all you have to do to apply for that is go to eternianempire.wixsite.com/imperial market, or you can just type in the Empire of Aeternia on Google. It's like, I think the second or third link. In addition, when you join the Empire of Aeternia, important to remember, you cannot be a citizen of any other micronation. Or like a government member of any other micronation as well. It's like a whole thing. We want the Empire of Aeternia to be focused on developing Aeternia. So even though you can, support other micronations, even though you can, be friendly with other micronations and have come from other micronations even, even, you can't have active citizenships in other micronations while you have your Aeternian citizenship. And it's the same thing for government positions as well. You know, even if you say, hey, well, I was the leader of this other micronation and I'm not going to be a citizen anymore, but can I still like run my other you can't do that. It's just because we want to, it's a conflict of interest. We want to make sure that Aeternians really want to develop Aeternia fully because we're trying to reach that development as quickly as possible. So that's the point of all of it. And we appreciate your support. That's how you join them. Aiden says also if you have stamps, put them next to official micronational stamps, possibly on the inside of your package, so you can use your stamps legally. Um, I guess so. Yeah. Like the thing that's weird is I don't think you can actually put the stamp beside. You know what I mean? Like you can't put your stamp with the other stamp because I think a lot of nations will like stop your package for that. But you could put it on the inside. I do like that. Like the idea of kind of sneaking it. Like, oh, it has postage or whatever, but it's like inside. That's interesting. I do respect that. You could get that. Uh Aiden says, message retracted. TJ says you got a Michigander here. We got so many people from Michigan. Is that who's into micronations? It's like 80 people in Michigan? Oh my gosh. We got 4 people from Michigan now. What are y'all all doing? What are y'all all doing in Michigan right now? That's awesome. Y'all should all be hanging out as micronationalists in Michigan. Belika says, I got 15 notes, so don't get knocked out too soon. So I don't get knocked out too soon and am planning to buy more. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're excited for that. Aiden says, message retracted. Beliga says, also, I like how we bought notes the Beligan way, promising it 1 year in the past and acting on it 1 year later. Absolutely. That's great to see. And it's important to be able to continue that. It's a great way to build relations with other nations. One, like we see you've always been a part of the channel. You've always been somebody who's been actively like participating in the live stream since you jumped in. So it's really cool to see that like development of that relationship where it goes from like kind of talking to each other, kind of learning about each other's nations, to eventually like supporting each other economically. And then I want to see Beliga grow and I want to see its development. I'm excited for that. James Mamba says message retracted. Burlesca says when my family will send me another when my family will send a package to another person, I send a small flag on my micronation for fun. Hey, that's awesome. You see, and that's a great way to get support and to get hype around it. And it's also a great way to like just talk to people about what you're doing. That's awesome. James says, what happened to the Master of Treasure? Did he die or something? No, not at all. Stephen is, from what I understand, alive and well. He currently has a lot going on in his life, from my understanding, but he is still the master of the House of Treasure. He's somebody who has been a dedicated member of the Empire of Eternia for a long time, a dedicated citizen. He has been a government official for a long time in the Empire of Eternia, and one of the people that I personally appointed to that. So Master Stephen Vince is still with us. He's still alive and well. It's just less communication than we've had recently, unfortunately. But the Empire of Eternia has still been developing, and we don't, remove people because of incidents going on in their lives. So we're still actively developing. We're still continuing to grow, and more so than that, we are trying to create more complexity within our government. Um, Master Stephen Vince running the House of Treasure. We are excited for him to return to be able to do more with us. But in the meantime, we're still going to be actively developing the House of Treasure. We're still going to be actively developing the rest of the government, and allowing it more flexibility such that when Master Vince has the opportunity to continue his role in a larger way, that he has all of this opportunity there in front of him, and he has the ability to fully develop that at the level that we are in that moment. So there's always this way to transition back and to grow more quickly. Velasquez says, when my family, okay. Galania, but that's a great question, James. Thank you for asking. Galania says, fun fact, my royal dog, King MG the First, is the only leader of one of my scholars' provinces, Aeternia. Very cool. Pronounced Anirenda. Very cool. Globulus Jenkins says, what about a Department of Agriculture or something like that? Do you have crops, a garden, an emergency seed bank? What about a WTSHTF plan for your micronation? I imagine anything can happen at any time. Um, so multiple things. First off, uh, Globulus Department of Agriculture. We're not particularly interested in agriculture. Agriculture is something that is certainly wonderfully developed, but we have allies that are more interested in developing partnerships with other nations that are um, actively attempting to pursue agriculture themselves. There are a lot of micronations which pursue agriculture, so that's not of interest to us. There's high competition in agriculture, and agriculture is expensive. But we do have other uh, we do have other uh, industries that we are developing, and that's kind of more our focus. We're trying to take everything that we can as Aeternians and focus it down into what is going to grow us quickest, what's going to work best for us. So we're concentrating our resources in the places that will get us the quickest returns and the best returns. Same thing with an emergency seed bank. We're not interested in agriculture at all right now, so we don't have any need for an emergency seed bank. We are not trying to feed, all of our citizens as of the moment. We don't have any citizens that live with us besides Tiffany and myself. So all of our citizens external to us provide their own living situation and just support us from afar. Once we have actual residence in the Empire of Aeternia, which would be a higher, status of citizen, that would be somebody who actively resides in the Empire of Aeternia, then we would have ways either connected to another micronation or, in addition, partially uh, supplied by us that would have, reliable means of food and, um, having stockpiles for those people. The other thing, when shit hits the fan plan for our micronation, that's, I guess, like an apocalypse type of thing, or like, what if, there was a war or some crazy thing? We don't have a plan like that. Eternia doesn't have a military, so we're not interested in fighting anyone. If there was like a hostile invasion of whatever, then yeah, okay. We're still going to try and develop, we're still going to try and grow. Again, just to my death. Like, I'm going to just always pursue Eternia's growth and development in a non-violent way, in a way that is always promoting of Eternian ideals. We will always be alive and existing and thriving as a culture and as a nation of people on the earth. We're here now. Can't get rid of us. But the other thing, the Empire of Eternia is one that is based around technology and advancement. Apocalyptic planning and things like that can certainly be beneficial, but it is based on a gamble. And that gamble is the one in, 800 million, one in, 28 billion, one in 365 trillion chance that something cataclysmic enough will happen that it severs your ability to connect at all with the outside world. As of right now, for the Empire of Eternia, if that were to happen, we would be in a weird situation because it's not like we're, stranded far off away from everyone else in the desert. We are in an apartment as of right now in the middle of a city. So it's not like we don't have a good way to connect with other people. If all of this was destroyed, it's not like this is our personal property right now. It's something that I have my name on and that I have, certain rights and access to, but it's not the same as, having 100,000 acres in the middle of, Alaska where people can't get to you for miles and miles and miles. Where that's not really beneficial for us to prep for because we don't have enough assets to protect in that case. And also, it's such a small likelihood chance that it will happen. That's the more important thing, is that if you are putting all of your time and resources and efforts toward the idea of some cataclysm or some crazy thing happening, you're not planning for the right future. You are betting against yourself and you're losing a lot of money in the process. So we don't really focus on that. We're focusing on what we believe and what we predict will be the best, quickest outcome for our development in the society that we are developing in. James says, okay. Baliga says, I hope Steven is back soon. I missed the old live streams with him. Agreed, we miss Steven. We love Steven. Steven has been developing in his own personal life, though. I know he's doing stuff in college. I know he's developing his own personal life. So I can't wait to see Steven again. We visited him on a trip this past summer, and I hope we can do something again this summer. But I'm just waiting to hear from our good boy. Globulus Jenkins says, when shit hits the fan. Yep. Republic of Burlesca said, we had a talk with Casa Grande last night. We have ceasefire on each other. Very nice. Galania says, how close to Casa Grande? Oh, yeah, they're talking about that. Marshall Thomas retracted his message. What's up, Marshall Thomas? How are you? Globulus said, just like an emergency plan, mass power outage, not necessarily anything military, flooding, etc. And thank you for your answers. Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, the biggest thing that we're developing in terms of that is we are developing our own. This might be of interest to you, and we talked about this earlier. Again, we're developing our own hydroelectric power system. So that will be something that is storing energy for us off grid that we are able to develop ourselves via rainwater. This is something that we've been developing for a little while now and is now getting near completion. Again, we've made some upgrades to it. We've been doing a couple things that I can't wait to show off. But that would be the closest thing that you would see right now to a, when shit hits the fan, whatever thing for Aeternia, is that we have a stockpile of energy that we are gathering. It's not very much now, but it's enough to, charge our phones and things like that. And that would be the idea, is that, if we have a nice size battery pack that we can, consistently charge our phones, our laptops, stuff like that with, then it'll be well worth it to have developed this small scale energy storage. Like you said, if shit is the fan, if there's a power outage and we can't get things together for a while, we may eventually have enough power stored up to be able to run our Wi-Fi, to like send you guys a message out and say, hey, this is what's happening. But if there's a big enough power outage, it probably won't help us too much to try and do that. But we would still have things like our cell phones charged in case of emergencies. We'd contact emergency services. We would still have plenty of opportunity to certainly entertain ourselves and stuff like that, have flashlights charged, things like that. So yeah, that's the biggest scale that we've been working on as far as that. But I don't think that's too bad for somebody who doesn't have like a reliable power. So, we don't have any resources to mine or to use. So we're not like running off of coal. Also, we're trying to do everything environmentally friendly. So we wouldn't be, burning fossil fuels or anything like that. We're also in a position where we don't have a ton of land. We don't have a ton of space to build a lot of this stuff. So for the size and scale that we're working with, we're like maxing out. Like we're doing like pretty good for what we can develop. Also 18 likes. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, this is how Aeternia is developing. This is how it's growing. And this is kind of the purpose of what we're doing, to slowly become more and more independent and prove, hey, we can just provide for ourselves. We can just do enough that we are able to be successful on our own, and we are actually making greater improvements for our people than the society that we're a part of. So eventually it's just like, hey, we recognize ourselves as our own thing. We have our own economic abilities. We have our own, ability to take care of our citizens. And we consider ourselves our own country. Just please, let us do our own thing. We're going to continue to further move to do our own thing. And I think that we will be able to achieve that relatively easily. Again, it's a long-term process. It may not happen while I'm alive to get that full recognition, but it's still something that we can make massive improvements on right now. We can still create within my lifetime, I think, very easily a significant amount of economy for Eternian citizens. I think we can still create plenty of opportunity for us to create, housing and to create active, complex territories and systems of government for our individual living facilities. But we have our hydroelectric system developing. Again, video about it soon. But other than that, I think I'm gonna head out, go and get some food, and see you guys real soon. Again, I'm gonna wear my wraps. I think what I'm gonna do before I go is I'm going to actually rewrap my wraps, and I can show you guys how I'm doing it. So maybe that'll be the sign off. Let me see if I can fix my camera up, prop it up. Okay, so quick live stream wrap tutorial. Oh goodness, that's not a great place to put the camera for this. I guess that's the best place, but it kind of sucks. Goodness, this is why I need a GoPro or something now. Oh no, a no pro. Okay, it looks stable. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take the wrap all the way off. I'm going to start back from the beginning. Again, I like to wear like a black sock or something with this because I have the black wraps, but hopefully we'll be doing these in different colors, different styles and stuff. I thought this was going to be a very see-through fabric, but it's not. It's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place my foot in there, in the fabric. I'm going to wrap it around underneath my foot one time. Kind of stick my foot, again, on the side of the fabric in here. If you can see it, looks like that. Right, and then I'm going to go over my foot with this piece. And as you can see, I still have a corner in my hand here. And then I wrap it around back behind my foot. So that way, it looks something like this, where I have this flap now that I went from like that over my foot and pulled it back around to the back by my ankle. Now, the reason that this works well is because it creates that little tied-in sock part right there. It kind of, you know, wraps around the foot really nicely. But then as well, once I flip my camera around, I can show you, it allows for me to do this. Now I can take this entire piece, which was around the bottom of my foot, and actually come and wrap it up and over all of the rest of it. And that actually creates, if I can get this thing to straighten out, creates this nice sock shape, you know, this kind of protected shape right here. And it, again, holds everything in. It becomes just this, you know, nice foot wrap. And you don't even have to wrap this that tight. I think wrapping it a little bit tighter around the ankle is nice because it gives you that extra protection, you know, if you're running around or doing something from twisting your ankle. But, you know, it's kind of like an ace bandage or something. But we can then continue to expand this and actually have it unfold so that now our wraps are really long. You know, now the wrap goes not just from my ankle, but actually all the way about halfway up my leg. So we can kind of just unfold it, have it wrap up a little bit like that, go over the leg once again, you know, kind of have it up at that angle so that it all kind of flows together. And then we can just go right here on the other side and tuck that in, and then just kind of pull it up around itself like that, you know. So now you have this nice leg wrap. I can show just like that. It's now tied up. It's all together. It's all neat. And even if it's a little bit loose, you know, I can actually come back around and pull up the edge a little bit like that so it has that nice snug look. You know, as much or as little as you want, depending on how tight or how loose you want your wraps. And then, and again, this is going to always be adjusted because it's not, you know, like it's not safety pinned in or anything. And then we can just kind of tuck it in. And you would think that this would come undone, but it actually stays for a surprising amount of time. Like the way that you're putting pressure on your foot and tension, a lot of the time when walking or running or moving or whatever, twisting, doesn't really pull it out of place too much. Excuse me. It doesn't pull it out of place too much, so it becomes this really nice, nice little cloth piece, and it works well. And then again, we have the same thing on the other side. And now, da-da-da, Aeternia, unlocked. Wait, no, I have to do it like this. Da-da-da, Aeternia, unlocked. So yeah, now I have I have this whole setup. Boom, flexing on them. Look at that. Wow, incredible. Absolutely game changing. Absolutely, absolutely new age stuff. Absolutely rocking it. Uh, ooh, Marshall Thomas says hello. Ooh, multiple things. Uh, Kruslavia says, what situation? What is the situation toward the Risk tournament? That's true. I want to do a Risk tournament. I actually want to do one pretty quickly. It may have to be within the first week of my schooling starting. Oh gosh. Okay. Risk tournament soon. Let me get things together over the next day or two, and I will announce a Risk tournament. I have been slacking on it. Marshall Thomas, hello Emperor AP. What is your end goal for the Empire? Our end goal for the Empire is full and complete recognition by as many countries on the face of the earth as possible. Again, end goal for the Empire is that it extends well beyond me. My hope for the Empire is that it is the greatest, gathering of human beings, collection of human beings, civilization that humanity has ever known. Of course, that's pie in the sky dreaming, but it's also an important thing for our motives and for our interest in developing a nation. We want to be a technological superpower. We want to be a nation which advances and supports the growth of its citizenship and its citizens and the value of their citizenship exponentially. We want to move better and quicker and faster, constantly improving not only our technology, not only our economy, but the way that our society is formed and developed around that technology that is improving such that we can advance the lives of everybody at an accelerated rate. So that's our end goal, but I know that that's not all necessarily going to happen during my lifetime. So as we continue to grow and develop during my lifetime, my end goal for the empire, what I hope, what I would define my mark of success for the empire, for me leaving it off to whoever takes it over next, would be that it is in a good situation to continue expanding and growing, that it will be able to accelerate in the future faster than I could accelerate it, and that it has the potential to achieve whatever it is that those people want as the next step for their lives in improving the civilization that they've built up to that point. That's my goal. I have tried to get myself, my family, my friends out of economic uncertainty, out of social, political uncertainty in the nation that we have been living in. There are plenty of benefits that we've all had from developing and living in the United States. And, to some degree, I'll always be proud of being, a citizen of the United States. But in general, we are trying to create improvements for ourselves and to seek a better life for ourselves. So that we feel can't be provided adequately from our country. So as we develop the Empire of Eternia since its creation, we have been constantly trying to pursue that betterment of our lives, our quality of life, especially economically as well as socially. So that's what we're pushing for. That's who we are, and we will not stop until we achieve it. Every day, Eternia forever. We will grow better and better. Let me read everybody's comments. Galania says, we had a national emergency, one due to catastrophic weather. I'm so sorry to hear that. Islamic Republic of Barleska says, the only development I made fireworks. Congrats. Kingdom of Shapulin says, hello, hello. Galabile said, what about a bike dynamo? I can see you riding one of those. What do you mean? A bike dynamo. Burlesca says, and I made a windmill that's kind of medium sized because it's windy here and made energy. That's awesome. How much energy did your windmill store? Beliga said they look cool. Thank you very much. Globulus says, Burlesca, did you change the official name of your nation recently? I thought you had a different name the other day. I think so too. I think they did as well. Kazelia says, hi. Hello, Kazelia. Kalzia, if you have not subscribed, you should subscribe to the Empire of Eternia. We're trying to grow and change the world out here, and every little bit helps. So thank you. It's good to see you, and I hope you will continue to follow our updates. Keep updated with everything we're doing. This is a great stream for you to be a part of if you're new, because we are explaining all the things that we've been doing in the Empire of Eternia, who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. So check out the rest of the stream if you missed the earlier parts, and Make sure to check us out on TikTok. We're doing more stuff on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, of course, our Etsy shop, the Imperial Market, um, as well as our Discord and our website. Uh, ooh, Globulus says Department of Science and Engineering. Million Hawk says, hey, it's good to see you. Globulus says Department of Research and Development. What's all that for, Globulus? Globulus. Baliga says communism will remain the political system of Baliga Live News. Ooh, very cool. Hold up. Claps. Claps for Baliga. Hey, they're continuing the communist route. How did the vote go down? You gotta send me stuff on Twitter. I want to hit it up. Add us on Twitter. I want to respond to that. Is it already up? Is it already live on Twitter? Because I'm about to head out to dinner, but I'll probably respond to that at dinner. Very cool. Kalzia says, hi, Aeternia. Hi, Kalzia. How are you? Manu says, nice to see that you're doing a lot of that stuff. Agreed. I appreciate it. And I'm excited that everybody's like hype about it. I can't wait for that continued growth. I can't wait to show off more stuff to you guys. And I have a lot more. Million Hawk says, AP, what is your opinion of America? Boy, Million, if you want to hear my opinion of America, you should have watched yesterday's live stream. Please go back and watch that. The entire thing was supposed to be about micronations and the internet, and it turned into like 90% of talking about the January 6th insurrection that yesterday was the anniversary of a horrible event that happened because of a weird, like, racial political divide in the United States, conspiracy theorists, anti-vaxxers, all that stuff. If you want to hear my opinion on all that and what's going on actively in the US, please go and check out that other video because oh my god, it was a time and a half of me just ranting about the US. And some people really love that on the channel. Some people aren't interested in it. So I feel like you should go check that out if that's the audience you're a part of. Globulus says, isn't that a dual citizenship? A micronation and macronation that surrounds you? Um, I suppose I have a dual citizenship, quote unquote, with a macronation. People are allowed to have macronational citizenships in the Empire of Eternia. They are not allowed to have other micronational citizenships in the Empire of Eternia. Yeah, I have to keep my citizenship for practical reasons in the United States. And the same thing with everybody else who lives here. We don't have any land currently that is not attached to the United States. So, in order to properly operate and to be able to support the people that we have, we need to have the proper access to resources we can't get anywhere else than the United States. Globulus Beliga says, not yet, we're getting ready, just waiting for last minute votes. Ooh, okay, at me on it. I can't wait to respond. I might even do like a Twitter, like, oh, react thing. Million Hawk says, I don't understand why people vote for Trump. Me either. Again, go check that out. It was a whole January 6th insurrection talk. We had that whole video. It was good to see you. I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. I appreciate everybody spending time. Ooh, Globulus says, I don't agree with many of your views, but I love hearing what you have to say. That means a lot, Globulus. Thank you. I think a lot of the time we can achieve things even if we don't agree with each other. There is so much overlap in what people need to survive and what we actually all want out of life that a lot of the time the small political details that people, kind of harp onto are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I think for a lot of the politics that I'm talking about, they are practical ways to achieve economic growth and sustainability for our nation. So if you don't support those, that's perfectly understandable. Just watch us. Just watch how we develop and grow. And I hope that I can prove to you that we are on a successful track and that we are on one that can be implemented in a lot of societies around the world. We're hoping to change the game. We're hoping to put our money where our mouth is. So keep watching for it. And in addition, if you do find yourself at some point agreeing with what we're saying and wanting to give us extra support, please consider joining us. Please again, consider helping us out as you already are with these videos. And if you do have anything that you disagree with and you want to talk about, let's debate it, legitimately. Let's have a debate on stream. If you want to hit me up Globulus at Aeternianempire@gmail.com, at our Discord. If you're a part of any of that, hit us up. We will talk about it. I'll have a live stream specifically with you if you want, and we can discuss anything and everything you want to talk about. It doesn't even have to be a debate. I said a debate because I'm energized. I like talking about political stuff, but even if you don't want it to be a debate, we can still just talk about ideas, and you can just explain to me your thoughts, and we can like go over why you feel that way, why Aeternia is doing what it's doing, how those different things play out in the future. It would be cool. Million Hawk says the whole storming of the White House is just an embarrassment for America. Agreed. Benjamin says, what do you think about time-based currency in a micronation? That was already done with the Ithaca Hour. My man's Benjamin Burris is referencing the Ithaca Hour, which is a currency that was created in Ithaca, New York, to support local small businesses, and it was exchanging an hour of someone's time for a certain value of good. That's certainly fine. You can do that. I'd say still get a money transmitter's license, because the U.S. and most every other country now is very serious about money transmission laws because of the advent of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies as well, if you're creating a cryptocurrency, are subject to those laws. So please be very, very careful with not operating with a money transmitter's license. You should not be operating without a money transmitter's license. And you should be actively pursuing one if you're interested in creating any sort of currency for your micronation that you plan to use to any extent. Million Hawk says the Capitol building. Beliga says, we have at you, the vote is over. Hey, very cool. Benjamin said, like the Ithaca hours. Hey, Manu gets me. Yep. Kalzia says, how do you guys make your own currency? We have an entire video on that. We have a video series, Micronational Economics. Look up Micronational Economics. We have a whole series on how to create an economy, like what type of economy, why you need an economy, how to develop a currency. We have all that stuff. Globulus says, I actually agree with most of what you're saying. Yeah, see? So if you agree with most of what we're saying, you should join the Empire of Aeternia. We're trying to take over the world. We're trying to do everything that we can to show that we can help, that we can grow things. We're trying to spread around. We're trying to legitimately get to every country, to every place in the world, and have at least one citizen there. That's what we're trying to do. So if you guys are interested, if you want to help us to grow and spread the word of the Empire of Aeternia, please join us. Russian Words dropped some weird bot thing. Kalzia says, oh, okay, thanks so much. Yeah, no problem. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. Hit us up. Respond. Let us know. Hit us up in the comments. I'll hit you back. Manu says, these guys with Cyrillic names have been showing up and saying weird stuff. They look like links. Agreed. I don't know what's up with it. Arzo says, I'm looking to later contribute to Aeternia. What do you guys need the most? Oh, that's great. If you're wanting to become a citizen of the Empire, you're looking to contribute, we need someone to edit videos for us. Oh my gosh. Editing videos or creating videos for us. Either one. If you feel like you have good ideas for videos and you want to make stuff, boom, make stuff. Whatever it is, whatever your passion is, whatever your hobby is, whatever you feel like you can contribute to Aeternia's culture, to its government, to whatever, we make videos about it. If you feel like, oh, well, I don't really have video ideas myself, I kind of don't want to be on camera or whatever, but I do want, I am interested in that, then you can do video editing for us. There's a free video editing software called HitFilm Express that we use, that we recommend other people use if you want to get into video editing, and you can edit some of our videos. We have so many live streams that we need edited because there's good moments from them that we need people to just sift through. There's so much stuff that we want to put together into compilations. There's so much stuff that we just want to let people know about that's happening in our nation, but that I don't have time to make a nice video about. So the more that you can update people for us, the better. As well, Arzoa says, oh, videos, sure. Hey, thank you. That's legitimately what we need. We're developing a lot now in private. We're developing a lot on our own, but we need people to help us develop in our social media sphere. So the more we can get people on board with that, the larger we can grow. Thank you, guys. Million Hawk says, AP, you should have a Minecraft realm for the Empire of Aeternia. Million Hawk, have you not seen all of our Minecraft streams? We used to do a ton of Minecraft streams. We still do some Minecraft streams, we've done some recently. You should check out all of our Minecraft streams. Oh my gosh, you might love that. That was an interesting time in the Empire. It was a year and a half or so ago, a year and a half ago or so, that we did all of our Minecraft streams for the Empire of Eternia, you should go and check those out. Like we were developing the start for like a lot of our citizenship stuff, a lot of stuff for like the government. Oh my gosh, dude. There was so much that we were doing during that time period. That was like intro to Steven time. Like that was a lot of cool stuff. You should go check out our previous Minecraft streams. Million Hawk. We did have a realm for not a full realm, like we didn't have a server for it, but we had our own private games and private server and stuff that we would play on regularly and allow people to develop on. We can go back and like view that at some point and take a look at it. Arzo says sure. Thank you very much. You should hit us up again, like either email us, DM us, whatever. Hit us up and let us know because we also just need small scale stuff like developed for our social media. We need people to create posts and stuff for our social media and to actively put out work for that. Manu says, what editing software? What editing software? HitFilm Express. HitFilm Express is what we use. HITFILM space EXPRESS. HitFilm Express. It's a video editing software. It should be free. HitFilm Express is free. HitFilm Pro is not free. But yeah, you guys should check it out. It's really cool. I've used it for quite a while. It's not too difficult once you learn a couple things about it. It's pretty intuitive for like minor stuff, just kind of cutting and pasting stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys are able to help out with that. And please email us, DM us on Discord, add us on Twitter, hit us up in some way so we can reach out and communicate. Because email us, whatever, hit us up on our website. We need people to start doing stuff for us. And even if you don't have your full computer yet or whatever, I see Arzo saying, I'm soon to be getting a good computer where I'd be able to help with video editing. For now, try and make some small content. Thank you. That's exactly what I would like. And as well, we send our content submissions through aeternianempire@gmail.com. If you want to just submit, a content submission for us to decide if we want to put out there, you can do that. You can send it through a Google Drive link to at Aeternian Empire at aeternianempire@gmail.com. You can send us a video submission and we'll put it out there. I will say that if you guys just want to make video submissions about your micronations and stuff, let us know. We want to like bump that stuff too. Baliga says, I may make a short video. Yes, please. If you guys want to make videos for us and just submit them just to show off Baliga or to show off whatever, to show off, Baliga, when you get your package, that would be great to show off. That would be awesome. As well as anything else you want to. I would love to put together compilation videos of submissions that people send to the Empire of Eternia, where even if it was just like a 30-second clip or whatever, if we got enough 30-second clips from the micronational community, we could do some cool stuff with it. That would be awesome to put together. But let us know. Even if you just want to make a little small thing for us, like, for our Twitter or for Instagram or whatever, let us know, because we want the help. We want all the help we can get. Thank you guys so much. Koharu20 says, hello, Emperor AP. Hello, Koharu. It's good to see you. I can't wait to hear more from your nation, Nabuk, as well. It's good to see everybody, and I will hang out with you guys soon. Baliga says, why not claim Antarctica? The first one, we may do the package as well. Why not to claim Aeternia is the first one. We may do the package as well. Hope you post them. Yeah, absolutely. Again, please just send them as Google Drive links to aeternianempire@gmail.com, and we will have it most likely posted pretty quick. Thank you. Benjamin Burrows says, we just wrote a constitution last year. Hey, that's awesome. Make a short video, tell us about the Constitution, explain the basic details. How is it different than the U.S. Constitution? How is it different than all these different things? And submit it to us. Send us a video submission. We would love to see it. Valiga says, will do. Awesome. Very cool. And I can't wait to see you guys soon. Peace, everybody. Aeternia forever.